think the first time I had it, it wasn't as bad as it was this time. For whatever reason.
Stay away from knocking, I'm trying to knock on wood somewhere from.
You don't want it. I just had a terrible fever. I just couldn't get warm. It was freezing.
It's so miserable.
Then you go in the sweats. Nasty. How about it?
Hopefully not with COVID, but not feeling well.
You don't feel well?
No.
My foreman went home sick. He thought he had a sinus infection this morning. It seemed like everybody's passing stuff around. Yeah, keep our distance from everybody.
We've gotten practice at it.
That's for sure. That is for sure. How are you?
Well, you
Good. Had a great Christmas.
is that a different sign-in sheet than what he's doing?
Yes, it's like- I got you.
Hi, Rodney. Thanks for that info
You're welcome.
and all your other help.
Good, here's
It's really good.
very special. Good.
Why did you contract out here?
Yep.
Yeah,
All kinds of stuff.
when's the date?
Somebody-
Oh, it's not, it's a big chunk.
We did recently just. Did a large. Main Street, Great Fair, it was too big for them. I thought that's for. Yeah, that's for the meeting, that's what. Okay, that's for. Okay, that's what I wasn't sure of, they. Too large. Yeah. Sure, we go to.
Yeah. I had to get with.
I'm not sure we can do that.
You need to see it.
We've been really touching city. Hey. There's staff like everybody right now, but the few that have been able to get good. All of help, I mean, I don't think everybody is there. Silly. We've been. Anyway. in. It's what it is.
In city mine.
Marlo,
Wish I could definitely could make
read
it
those
personal.
names because of the projector. Can you read them?
Not from here, but I can look.
How you doing,
From
fella?
the side.
Haven't seen that since.
I'm not now, I'm sure. I'm guessing.
Wow, a lot of people.
Getting some.
Can you read the
Mandy,
big names?
Yeah.
Bill's letting us out.
Very good.
That's probably not the easy one to read.
Yeah. You know Benji?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that who got it?
He's a construction engineer.
Okay. good.
Good, how are you?
I've heard that.
Use the chairs right there. Yeah. Just change it.
Hey.
Yeah.
I know.
Ice officiating. That is wrong. Yeah.
okay, we'll go ahead and call to order. Planning committee meeting of January 3rd, 2024. We'll start with introductions. We'll go around the room. We'll start with Joe Killian.
Joe Killian, MoDOT.
Jason Williams, Moda.
Mark Phillips, Cape Special.
Rodney Bollinger, City of Jackson.
Alex McElroy, civil staff.
Ryan Trumbull, City of Cape Girardeau.
Drew Christian, CMORPC.
Andy Briggs, Steamboat Port, Marla Mills, Energy Engineering, and SEMPO staff.
Okay, and then on Zoom,
Online, we have Jake Gerard, Scott Perry, Cecily Cochran, Michael Brandon, Mike Henderson, Betsy Tracy, Tom Caldwell, and looks like yes, Jeff Long.
welcome. All right,
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right, do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda is adopted. Let's see. The last meeting, we didn't have a quorum, so these are just notes. I don't think they need to officially be approved. But everyone should have received a copy of those let outs, though, if there are any corrections to them. Communications, for those of you that weren't at the last meeting, Kelly Watson is no longer with the CTA. She was serving as our chairperson. So at some point we'll be electing a new chairperson for the committee. Other than that, got nothing. Are there any public comments on items that are not on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on. To new unfinished business. First item is the SS4A Comprehensive Safety Action Plan.
All right, so tomorrow we will host our second Safety Oversight Committee. Again, that's with our various representatives and stakeholders in the area. We also have 2 open houses now scheduled, one in Cape and one in Jackson. The first one is Wednesday, January 24th at the Jackson Civic Center. And the next one is Thursday, January 25th at the Shawnee Community Center. Both those meetings will be held from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then our consultant team is also currently working on scheduling stakeholder interviews. That, I think, brings us up to date on that project.
Next, we have the SEMPO Region Trail Connections.
At our last board meeting, the board authorized us to enter into an agreement with Planning Design Studios. And I plan to engage them this week to get that started.
Okay, next is intersection studies.
A good bit of our initial work is completed with the intersection studies. We had our stakeholder meetings for both 621 Perryville Road, as well as the Route D corridor study. We also had our on-site visits. Our consultants actually came back and did a second on-site visit on the Route D corridor to make sure they got all of the bus traffic behaviors and pedestrian behaviors there. So right now, they're just working on developing their study and providing some recommendation. We're still looking at April, May timeline for final reports.
Next up, we have the GIS audit.
That one's still going on as well. We have our first tranche on the SEMPO's website, and folks are more than welcome to contact me if they have additional map ideas they'd like to see.
And then tip tool selection.
So our tip tool selection committee issued RFP. We received 2 proposals. We really liked Echo Interactive as the preferred option. And I'll be engaging with them in the short term to work on a contract for that.
And lastly, lastly, we have the origin and destination analytics.
This one I'll likely have more to report on next month. I'm still coordinating with the chamber to SEMO ready to see if we can get together.
All right, that takes us to member reports. Jake is here with City Cape Girardeau via Zoom, so I'll let him give a report for the city.
So TTF 5 outstanding projects, West End Boulevard, we have pretty well got it completed, is substantially complete, finishing up punch list and just working on the closeout for that one. Main Street, we're finalizing the contract documents. We plan to have it out for bid for construction in 2024, preferably first or second quarter of 2024. Independence, the negotiations are still underway. We've given everyone, all the businesses, a timeline, so we can either get that one going, get the acquisitions done, or move on to a different project, reallocate that money. TTF 6, our Sprig Street project, in-house design is underway. We plan to have it ready to go out to bid in the next few months. Bertling the design will begin once Sprig design is completed. Plan to have it ready to go out next year, 2025 letting schedule. Lexington projects, both of those projects are going to council next Monday for award. Nip Kelly Equipment is our apparent low bidder. So we look forward to getting that under construction. It's going to have an 18-month construction schedule. So that should be a very good project. Please expect to see that work beginning. Please help us get the word out to use caution in the area, use alternate routes if possible. But I'm looking forward to getting that underway and getting that one done. Fix up Lexington. VMD 6, Veterans Memorial Drive 6, the final engineering is still underway with Bowen. Our maintenance projects, the 2022 CIST project, I believe, is pretty well complete. They had, I believe, Lake Shore was the only one they had to complete, and they may be done by now. Our 2023 concrete street repair, Loppy Construction, Loppy Cement is working on Linwood Hills. They will begin that one in the next week or two. That's the first street they'll do. The other streets will be ongoing after that. The asphalt overlay project 2023 is on hold for the winter. It will get back underway once the asphalt plants open back up. And then early spring, February, March, we plan to get the concrete street 24 and the asphalt overlay 24 out to bid. Our grant projects, the Kings Highway crosswalk is, I believe, pretty well completed as well. We're working on just finalizing. We had a couple of long lead items there at the intersection we were waiting on. The cost share Minnesota Avenue or Minnesota and 74, that intersection, we're still working on getting plans finalized, getting all the paperwork in order so we can begin construction on that one. And then the preliminary design is underway for the Cape Rock sidewalk projects. We have a new TAP project just started the last month, maybe. the Cape LaCroix Trail, the south end of that around Shawnee Park underneath 74. We're working on getting that project kicked off, getting that underway. We'll be improving the trail, widening the trail in some areas. There will be a bit of relocation right next to the park. So that should be a good upcoming project as well. Thank you all.
Thank you, Jake. All right, City of Jackson, Rodney.
Yeah, TAP grant project, East Main Street. Excuse me, East Main Street sidewalk project, plans, continue to be developed on that. I think we're a little bit behind, with our consulting engineer on that, but it's progressing slowly. The BRO program project, which is the Sunset Drive Bridge replacement. Slow going on that one as well. Our consulting engineer is designing that. But of course, we have to wait for Highway 61 project to be completed before we can even think about starting that. Speaking of which, MoDOT's North High Street or Highway 61 project continues with the utility relocations. Weekly progress meetings are being held on that. A lot of activity on that project. The street department, we are also starting to draw the maps and prepare the contract documents in-house for the 2024 asphalt overlay and concrete repair programs. Let's see, the MoDOT cost share project, the roundabout at Deerwood Drive. Looks like we're reviewing the preliminary plans with MoDOT and our consulting engineer on that. East Jackson Boulevard roadway lighting project. That's from Center Junction back into town near Walmart. Strickland is finishing up those plans, and I think MoDOT and the city staff is working on the permitting process, and we'll need to do a municipal agreement with the state on that. So I like for that to go out to bid next month or so. And then finally, we're working on a new intersection study. Looks like we're engaging with the consulting engineer to study the intersection of South Georgia Street and East Adams Street to determine if there are some traffic control changes or infrastructure that needs to be made there to reduce accidents. Looks like with the additional traffic on Georgia, due to the MoDOT Highway 61 project detours, our incidents are increasing there. So we were asked by the elected officials to take a look at that. So we're engaging in a consulting engineer to take a look at that for us. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Rodney. Let's see, anybody from the county getting out here. Mark, Cape Special Road District.
Yeah, really all we have right now is we're gonna open bids on our 2024 asphalt overlay project on February 13th. We have about 10 miles of very asphalt overlay work to do, and other than that, routine maintenance for us right now. Thanks.
No from CTA, no from University, Seymour Ford, Mandy, welcome.
Sorry, it's been a while since I've been here. I've been quite busy. The loop track terminal project is kind of at a standstill at the moment. The earthwork is completed, 100% completed. We're just waiting on the contractor to give us final invoice and change order. River Road, which was another component, it is completed, paid in full. The track work, we have about 400. We have 2 gaps between the 2 tracks. We're going to fill those in. We were not going to originally, but we just had to fill those in. And then we're building an additional 500 feet on our crane track, which actually National Guard is planning on coming in March to do a move of roughly 30 to 40 cars. And then they'll come back a year later. So that additional footage, a track foot will help them not have to move so many cars around whenever they're loading their cars. The last component of our project was the material handling portion, and it came in considerably over bid. We went back, or over budget, I'm sorry. We went back to MARAD. We've been open with MARAD all along, but we went back to MARAD and asked what we do next. We decided to go a different route and build additional track at that time. 3 days later, we had 3 companies come in wanting to go the opposite direction. So we were originally going to go rail to barge. We had 3 companies wanting to come in to go barge to rail. We've reached out to get numbers on what that would cost. We just got the final budgetary number last week. So we're reviewing those to decide if that's within budget and time frame. Of course, this is under NOFO. It has to be spent by September of 25, September 30th of 25. So obviously that is a problem when MARAD is telling us all monies have to be spent by June 1st of 25. So we are in the works with, again, trying to see if this is going to work with going the reverse direction, or if we just move forward with building track and have a private entity come in and partner with us on building that additional infrastructure going the opposite direction. It's been very nice to work with. I know I've made that comment before. It's gotten a little worse, but we are moving forward with the track mode. We do have a MoDOT grant right now, and that is also helping us build that track and pay for the additional expenses that we have as of the moment. We're allotted, obviously that all depends on session, but we're allotted money for next fiscal year through MoDOT, and that's going to go to build that additional track. We've already got 2 companies that have come in that are wanting additional trackage. So we're trying to, the ground is there, we just need to put the track down. So we've been quite busy, and I do apologize for my absence.
Thanks, Mandy. Okay, Cape Regional Airport, is Katrina on? No? Okay, Seymour RPC, Drew.
I don't think I really have too much to report right now. GIS, the mapping work that Alex talked about. We have tips, but we already discussed.
Boot Hill RPC, I see Scott is on, or yeah, Scott?
Everything here is running smooth. We're still celebrating the new year, and we have a new electrical system. We've actually got power now and heat. So everything's going good. That's about it.
Scott. Seymour ready. MoDOT, who wants to start?
I've just got a couple of brief, probably got detailed information I have. So we've got the Route 25K roundabout job at Gordonville is got pretty good bids on that, we think, but the commission should be making a decision on whether to award that this afternoon. They're holding their meeting a little bit later than usual. I think it's like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock this afternoon, which is pretty unusual for our commission meetings. Low bid was apparent low bid was front of Barter Concreters at about 2.4 million. So we're hopeful that will be awarded. You might have heard that Governor Parsons just appointed 2 new commissioners to the Highway Commission. So we've been operating with 4 for a while now. 2 of those commissioners, Commissioner Smith and Commissioner Ecker, are operating on expired terms. So 2 of our 4 were on expired terms. We had 2 vacancies. He just filled the 2 vacancies with a gentleman by the name of Daniel Hageman from St. Joseph. He's a business manager at Evergy and co-owner of Hageman Farming. And then the other appointment was a 4-time former mayor, Slay from St. Louis, so Mayor Slay. So those are the Francis Slay for the 2 appointments to the commission, and I would expect probably with the 2 commissioners operating on expired terms, that Governor Parsons may take the opportunity to make 2 more appointments before his term is up as well. And then this is primarily for the city of Jackson. Rodney, you inquired about the Center Junction job and getting that final out. So we have those surveys scheduled for Weedington and Wanda Leeway, so we'll call it. Yeah. Okay, those are scheduled, should have those done by the end of the month, and then we're still working on some little contractual issues with the contract, the highway contract, which we think will be ironed out in the next couple of months. And at that point, we should be able to work with the city on transferring the roads and start hopefully disposing of some of the excess right of way that's out there as well. So I think folks and the businesses around that area are going to be interested in that. So,
Yes. There was also some bits and pieces of Old Cape Road East, the outer road, that needs to be transferred as well.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
I just got a couple things, and I'm supposed to meet with you, Ryan, later today, right? On the urban boundaries. Rodney, I'll need to meet with you or Janet on some of the areas that the city of Jackson had submitted to be included in their urban boundary. And I'm going to call it miscommunication, but apparently not everything submitted is rubber stamped in to be included in urban areas. This is kind of our first time where they've actually let us go and ask for extra areas. And I don't think it's really communicated well, but they're going through and looking at some of the areas, and if they weren't urban in nature, they rejected those. City of Jackson did not submit a ton, but I will set up a time either with you or Janet, your call, whichever you prefer, just to kind of notify officially. That's what I'm going to do with Ryan today, kind of go over some of the areas. They had a number of more areas that were submitted. And it's STIP season. So I'm sure Mike will talk a little bit, but we've got estimates that are being updated. It's kind of like Christmas season, only you don't really get anything. There's nothing under the tree. So, but you know, kindling the projects and the STIP. So that's all that I have. We'll see if Mike has anything he wants to follow up with.
No, that's about it. You know, we had that project in the December letting. We have kind of a big January letting, a lot of scrub seals and stuff like that. About $28 million worth of work, I think, on 32 projects. And yeah, it's STIP season. I think today the commission's being kind of workshopped on our financial plan and forecast. And, you know, we kind of expect approval on that to kind of go forward with that plan. So we should be getting our STIP targets tomorrow. And that's when the real fun will begin. And it's kind of been fun as it is right now because we've had to delay some projects. And of course, we're over programmed. And, you know, we're still feeling impacts from inflation on our awards. So, you know, in some aspects, we're just now seeing them kind of come in good, like that roundabout job did, thankfully. But there's still some other areas where we're seeing some impacts. So, other than that, that's all I have. Yeah, we're getting ready for the fun, which really should kind of start kicking off tomorrow for this new STIP.
Right, thank you.
And we got Mike Henderson.
Mike, do you have anything?
Yeah, no, everything's been covered. Thanks.
So one last thing, then the statewide planning partner meeting is tentatively scheduled for February 29th in Jeff City, the governor's office building like usual. So certainly encourage planning partner involvement, attendance. I think Alex, you normally go. Just bringing that up.
Hey, Ryan, sorry, one more thing for MoDOT, whoever can give us an update on the bid for Highway 72 mill and fill. My last note said we're going to try again in February. Is that correct?
I think Mike would know.
Yeah.
I think it's in February letting.
I think it did get pushed to the February letting. Mike Brandon.
It's gonna take me a second to look. That sounds right. What was that? 31?
21.
Yeah, February letting.
Thank you.
Right, I don't think Tom Caldwell is here, so. we'll move on
Yeah,
to-
I'm here, but I don't have anything to report.
Well, Tom,
I'm not in attendance. I'm not in attendance. I'm, in view.
We can't see the screen all the way back here.
We're
so-
good.
Okay.
Okay.
You have any updates?
No, other than, Alex and I are going to be getting together and reviewing our budget template in preparation for the new agreement. Or get together with him. Hey, next meeting down, board meeting, I'll come down. How'd that be, Alex? And we can go over that stuff.
That'll work. I'll have time for you.
Thanks, Tom. All right, FHWA, who would start?
This is Cecily. I don't have anything new to report, but there should be some things coming down the pipeline soon.
Thank you.
And this is Betsy Tracy from the Illinois Division, and I don't have anything for today. Thanks.
Vote. And do we have anyone from FTA on? That's it for the member reports. Staff report.
Nothing additional.
Is there any other business communications? No. Accept the motion to adjourn in a second.
So moved, Rodney.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Adjourned. Thank you.